For joining us here at Offside and Out of Bounds. This is our game now.
Hey, while you're here waiting for the video to load, why not drop a like, hit that subscribe button, and turn your post notifications on?
Are you ready?
I'm ready. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Are you guys ready?
Let's go! What's going on, everybody? Thank you for joining us here. NBA Playoffs Round 2. We're going to break down this round by series. So we're going to start off with Denver versus the Suns. I'm Adam. As always, I'm joined with Junior. Junior, are you ready? Let's go! Okay, Junior, so this is an interesting matchup. Obviously, we got what we had hoped for, and Christmas came early for us and sent LeBron home with his first-round loss ever, but he just didn't have it, and to be quite honest, he gave up on his team.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on that real quick before we jump into this?
And that's your GOAT. That's your king. The guy who doesn't hustle back after he loses a rebound battle. Come on, people. When are you going to start to see the light? He ain't it. Never will be.
One really quick thing to point out, I just saw that he is dropping a LeBron 18, and they are named the GOATs.
Wow.
And there is a goat inside of a basketball on the interior of the shoe, which is very interesting. So obviously the man thinks very highly of himself. But why don't we jump into the Phoenix Suns versus the Denver Nuggets here? Both teams closing it out. And we'll start with your keys.
Yeah, so my keys are real simple here. I had Michael Porter Jr. as one of the keys in the first round, and I'm going to continue to run with him in the second round because when he breaks out and scores points and gets lots of rebounds, this team ends up winning. So after averaging 18 points, 6 rebounds, an assist and a half, and a steal in the first round, I'm looking for him to get that point total up above 20. But again, his defensive lockdown, he's been playing really, really well. Obviously, that series with Portland was a tough one. My man Norm Powell just absolutely balled out the entire series. So, yeah. And then you also had Aaron Gordon locking down Dame as best as anyone in the NBA could or hope to. So I think defensively, along with Porter and Gordon on the wings, is going to be a huge, huge impact for them. For me, Phoenix, I think the X factor there is going to be Chris Paul. His point production has been quite low. He did 9 points, 3.5 rebounds, 9 assists, and a steal a game in the first round. This is going to be a different animal for him to pervade because there's some big bodies on the other side for Denver. Yeah. So a lot of those skip passes that he's not going to get them behind because Schroeder and him similar height, but when you've got guys that are 6'5", 6'6", guarding you on the wings and at the perimeter, it's going to be tough to get those skip passes. So I think for Phoenix to have a really strong shot here, Chris Paul is going to have to be the guy who's providing that spark for them. What about you? Who do you got?
So the big part for me on Phoenix's side, guarding Jokic is going to be a real tough situation. So Ayton defending Jokic, he was really good in the last series versus the Lakers, but this is a different assignment. So he's going to have to slow Jokic down because Jokic does facilitate that basketball a lot on Denver. Not having Murray on that team, he's become this guy who's just been able to do it all. He is your MVP this season, breaking news. He is going to win that award hands down. On the other side, my concern with Denver facing off against the Phoenix guards and so on is that interior defense. This is a weakness for Denver. They were 20th in the defensive rating in the regular season and 24th in blocks. And on the flip side of that, you have Phoenix, who has the ability to score extremely well from within that mid-range kind of shooting and basically leading the league. Booker and Paul are like 93% plus in that mid-range shooting. So it's a real problem for competitors. And you saw that in the Lakers series as well.
You guys have any different ideas on who you think the keys are? Drop them in the comments below. Let us know what you think. You're totally right. I think that with guys like Crowder and Ayton, it's going to be pulling those bigs out of the lane, which is going to open things up for Booker. So your point on there, 100%.
Okay, the head-to-head.
So this is interesting. When we get the numbers pulled up, you'll see that everything is kind of even across the board. But I think the what the numbers do show is that, head to head, these guys, they scored a lot of points, but they were close. Obviously, the Nuggets out rebounded them, and the assist totals were kind of similar. Surprising to see how many threes Phoenix took against Denver this year, and the fact that they only shot about 34% against them. They're going to have to pick that up if they're not hitting those threes, and even their field goal percentage. If they're not hitting that mid game and those perimeter shots, there's going to be no chance for them here.
Yeah.
Because the one thing Denver's going to do is they're going to slow this game down. They're going to make it a half court game, and they're going to pummel it inside. Jokic is going to kick it outside for threes, and they've got guys that can hit at a pretty good clip. You can see that they only took 91 threes against Phoenix, and they're shooting 36%. So that's pretty decent for a team that people don't count on shooting the three because of the way Jokic plays. So
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think this is going to be a really great series. I guess we're going to do
a quick one.
Yeah, I think this is going to go pretty deep. Although, I'll give you my pick in a minute. But Denver's strengths, ball movement, top 3 in assists per game in the regular season, 7th for turnovers. So they effectively pass the ball, and that is going to just, be very, very meticulous with the basketball. And that's going to be a very, very tough assignment for all of the Suns. It's not going to be easy. You have X factors like Austin Rivers. They have this next man up mentality. Can Austin Rivers be as good as he was in the last series? We'll see. I think consistency from those other scorers beyond Jokic is going to be instrumental in this series.
Certainly.
And for Phoenix, they just got to slow Jokic down. I think that's the number one assignment there. Make other people, be responsible for facilitating that basketball and scoring points. Okay, so ultimately, I guess we're making our pick now.
Yeah.
Who do you got?
For me, I actually took them on a future. I had Denver at the beginning of the season. I put some money on them to win the title. So to keep that ticket alive and my hopes alive on that, I'm going to go with Denver here. I think the big bodies up front are going to whittle down the big bodies of Phoenix. And, if you want to go player by player, I think Jokic is going to cancel out Crowder and Ayton. And then you're left with, Chris Paul and Booker against Aaron Gordon and Michael Porter Jr., who's been going off lately. So for me, I just think that the scales are tipped a bit more in Denver's favor here. But, Phoenix did knock off a giant, wounded nonetheless, but they still knocked off that scary giant in LeBron James. But, I still think that this is going to be Denver's series to lose at the end of it. What about you? Who you got? Taking Phoenix. Okay.
Okay, apologies for that, but it looks like there were some technical difficulties here. I'm going to see if Junior can come back on. And I think we lost Junior. Lost them. Okay, well, we're going to wrap it up. Thank you for everybody here for joining Offside and Out of Bounds. We appreciate you. We see you. Leave a comment, drop a like. It's the easiest way to grow our channel, so thanks a lot. And we'll be doing the other series previews as they become available. So please stay tuned for that. Thank you so much and enjoy the show. Cheers for now.